as a parent yourself, what would you say to maybe a teacher who's pushing this agenda onto students, maybe even your daughter one day?
Yeah, that person is a groomer who is a pervert and should not be in teaching, to use their position in education to put forward radical, baseless, perverse gender queer theory on a 5, 6, or 7, or 8-year-old. That is a, I mean, I used the right descriptions, right, when I said that. Not only does it have no place in education, the implications of that are quite obvious. And evidence after evidence after evidence is surfacing of parents telling kids not to, teachers telling kids not to tell their parents, right? Teachers coming in and saying, do not repeat this. And if we're at a place in society where we can't remove pornographic images from kids' textbooks, then we got a serious problem. And that's where we're at. I mean, if you're 7, 8, or 9 years old and you have this graphic teaching, it really it shows a broader sickness. Why, though? Why? Well, it's because the innocence of children is worthy of being protected and preserved. It's a moral good. The innocence of children is very important because they never get it back. And that period of childhood development where they're, quote unquote, as innocent as they can be, is important for them to find out their values, to grow close to their parents, find out what's right and wrong. You know what ends up happening when the innocence of children is robbed? They're less likely to take risks and fail and learn who they are. Every study shows this. When a child's innocence is, quote unquote, robbed, you could use whatever graphic example you could imagine, then all of a sudden are they going to be as likely to, there's an old Hebrew proverb, which is, someone who's afraid of being embarrassed will never learn. It's a great Hebrew proverb, isn't it? Which is, they're going to be less likely to ask, quote unquote, the dumb question, maybe more likely to be in their shell. I think there's something really fun and exciting with a 5, 6, or 7-year-old that asks the wackiest questions you could imagine because they're trying to explore truth. And we want to destroy that. You never get that back. Once it's gone, there is no reversing it. And I think that's a very special thing. I think the beauty of what the West has been able to do is saying that those of us that are older and those of us that have some form of strength need to use that strength, strength more collectively, not physical strength, use that to protect children that can't protect themselves. And then once they become to an age of informed consent, we basically have that age around 18, then obviously they can make more decisions themselves. But we're not even talking about 18. We're not even talking about 14. We're not talking about 12. We're talking about 5, 6, and 7-year-olds. We're talking about the most moldable, impressionable ages imaginable.